So this is really strange. We mowed the lawn last week, and then it got pretty rainy and mucky, and we haven't had a whole lot of water before that. But then all of a sudden, like, it seems like in only a span of like 2 or 3 days, all these mushrooms start showing up, and all these worms too. There's like a, you can't see it, there's a giant earthworm there. But then when I look, all this black muck, I don't know if it's dead plants or if it's causing the mushrooms to grow, but it's really bizarre. There's like this black slime, which I've never seen in our backyard before. And I usually keep the lawn pretty well cut. It's just, because it's been so dry, it hasn't been grown well. And all of a sudden, everything starts sprouting up, literally like in a few days. But there's this bizarre black muck, and I don't know if it's the plants dying and then creating these mushrooms, but this whole area near my my tree stump smells like mushrooms, and it's got this weird black stuff I've never seen before in my life. And I can only assume it's the start of how these mushrooms grow. But then you look over here and they're sprouting up like crazy. I've never had this many mushrooms up here ever. And it has that slime on top of the mushrooms, which I'm assuming which partially makes them grow. And then we have a pumpkin starting to grow there, but then there's that black muck around it. And you got those there, and then this big cluster here. And there's that like weird black muck, but it like starts off as a slime from the looks of it. I don't know if the slime is dead mushrooms or if that's how it starts to grow, but it's literal slime. This area has never had anything like this around here, and I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the transition between having no water, all of a sudden having water. I've been trying to water this pumpkin though, like quite a bit, but I didn't want to spend too much money on water with the lawn and stuff. But then over here, look how crazy, I mean, it is engulfing this old beat up lawn frog, and it's just it's crazy. Then I go around here, around the tree stump, and then there's more of that black slime, and it's like spread all over the place, like especially right there. And I don't know if this stuff just forms or what, but then you got these here, and then behind the stump a whole cluster of mushrooms. The reason I think that it must be, some of the plants dying and then maybe creating the mushrooms is this right here. That looks like I don't know, like a star. That looks like it was a regular plant that died, but then on the ends of it is that black muck. Either that was cluster mushrooms like that and just died. I mean, look at that. It looks like someone spread tar all over the lawn. And as I stated, normally I keep this lawn pretty nice, but it's been so dry that I haven't had to mow for a while. But then with all the rain we had, so we get this mega cluster of mushrooms showing up. It's bizarre. So here's an update on the mushrooms. Apparently the sunlight, given that this area I mentioned usually has a lot of sunlight around it, it was weird that all those mushrooms are growing, but look, the mushrooms have literally died off in the daytime. I mean, it's crazy. This is where that big cluster of mushrooms was. The mushrooms just disappeared. It's like all the ones that were like all over here had like kind of disappeared and dissolved. So I think that black stuff might have been the mushrooms dying off. Even that black slime is drying. And like I said, it was really rare that this area got mushrooms because, you know, this is my little garden area. And it's usually really, really sunny in this area. And this is where that frog was surrounded by mushrooms. And now the mushrooms are almost all completely gone. And this was just in a span of, you know, between last night and today when the sun came up. And here's the other side. And that black stuff is just like drying up and disappearing. Even all the ones that are behind the stump. Now those ones, I guess, you know, are stuck in the shadow of the fence. But yeah, it was one of the most bizarre things I've seen. I've never seen so many mushrooms in this part of the yard, ever. And all of a sudden, boom, you know, sun comes out and they're almost all completely gone and shriveled up.